I guarantee that after this video, you will never look at the economy the same way again, or at your boss. This is the shocking, yet economically proven fact. The average employee works a full year to earn what a top CEO pockets in just one day. Today, we are going to unravel the economic lie that sustains this extreme inequality. This is not an emotional rant. This is a detailed look at which beliefs justify this pay gap and which mechanisms truly make it possible to run the entire economic pyramid and make you overwork. The official stories about scarce talent are pure nonsense. The real mechanisms are much dirtier, and they all revolve around a psychological trick called the carrot and the stick. After this video, you will precisely understand how your CEO is not being paid for his work, but is being paid to keep you and your colleagues motivated. This is the hidden truth behind the biggest economic inequality of this century. Stay tuned. This is going to be revealing.
What is a CEO? The shocking comparison. Let's first introduce the player in this game. What exactly is a CEO? A CEO, Chief Executive Officer, is an economic concept, meaning the highest-ranking executive within a company who is responsible for the overall strategic and operational management of the business. Essentially, the CEO is the captain of the ship. He or she translates the vision of the shareholders and the board of directors into actionable strategies. They make the toughest decisions, are the face of the company, and must ensure that everyone is aligned. This is a huge responsibility, but is this responsibility worth hundreds of millions? Let's make the comparison. Take any random large global tech giant, we won't name names, that generates tens of billions in annual revenue. A starting employee on the floor or a hard-working engineer in one of the layers that pulls 60-hour work weeks and sometimes even more might earn 50,000 euros a year, a solid but average salary. The CEO of that same company in some cases pockets more than $20 million a year. For smaller companies, this is less, but it is to illustrate the difference. That means the CEO earns 400 times as much as that hardworking employee. 400 times! That's not just a big difference, that is a structural gap in our economy that we must explain. Why do we accept this gap? Because the official doctrine presents us with three pillars.
The official myth, the three pillars. The official explanation for this gap rests on the three aforementioned economic pillars. Pillar 1, scarce talent, scarcity. Companies claim that only a handful of people on Earth possess the vision and leadership to run a multi-billion-dollar company. Because this talent is so scarce, the simple economic law of demand and supply, meaning the relationship between the availability of a product or service and consumers' desire to purchase it, dictates an extreme price. Pillar 2, the value of decisions, value added. The CEO's decisions can generate billions for the company or completely destroy it. The compensation must be proportional to the value added. One correct strategic move can create thousands of employee years of value. Pillar 3, risk and responsibility. The CEO bears the highest cost if the company fails and is constantly under extreme public scrutiny. This immense risk justifies the immense reward. These are the 3 points you learn in business school. But what if I tell you that these pillars mainly serve as a smokescreen? The true function of the CEO's salary is not so much the reward for one man or woman, but a massive and expensive incentive mechanism that is pumped throughout the entire organization. This brings us to the carrot and the stick analogy, and this is your core insight. The carrot and stick analogy, psychology. Think of the CEO as the person holding the carrot on a stick. The rest of the management and all ambitious employees are the donkey pulling the cart, always hungry. The CEO never has to eat that carrot. He only needs to keep it visible and unreachable. The 400 times higher compensation creates an irresistible dream. This is the core function of the CEO's salary. The layers beneath these CEOs, the hardworking employees and managers, make long weeks without complaint and endure tougher work because they hope to be promoted to the executive layer. The CEO's top salary thus functions as a psychological carrot, and this is held out to managers and hardworking employees, so they do exactly what the company wants from them: work hard and work long hours. This is the incentive principle, meaning stimulating people to take a certain action through rewards or punishments. The extreme reward at the top serves as a motivating force for every layer beneath it. Without that extremely high compensation at the top, the hunger and willingness for excessive overtime, the 60-plus hour work weeks, would quickly disappear. Why would you sacrifice yourself if the top reward were only twice as high? The CEO's salary is thus the ultimate, unreachable stick that keeps the entire pyramid moving. And the more unreachable that stick is, the harder people are willing to run. The real mechanism? Stock options.
But how is that stick actually paid for? The CEO's pay rarely consists of a large base salary. It primarily consists of bonuses and stock options. Stock options are a crucial economic concept, meaning the right, but not the obligation, to buy shares of the company at a future date at a predetermined low price. This system creates a perverse incentive. The CEO is now paid to maximize the short-term stock price. Why? Because a rapidly rising stock price immediately turns their options into millions in profit. This forces the CEO into decisions that increase short-term earnings per share, often by mass layoffs, cost savings, or share buybacks, meaning a company repurchases its own shares on the market to artificially increase earnings per share. The stick is thus paid for with the stability of the company and the pressure on the employees. And then there is the mechanism of pay fixation. The board of directors has a compensation committee, meaning the group of people who decide how much the CEO and top managers earn. This committee often consists of other current or former CEOs. They look at the benchmark, the average salary of CEOs in comparable companies. They decide our CEO must be in the top 75% of this benchmark. If everyone does this, the average automatically gets higher every year. This is a closed, self-reinforcing feedback loop that pushes CEO salaries up independently of the market.
The new corporate reality.
Conclusion. What you now understand is that the extreme reward at the top is not only a consequence of the economy, but also the engine of the modern, short-term growth-oriented corporate system. Those 60-hour work weeks that focus on short-term figures, they are all a byproduct of that unreachable carrot and stick. If you know how the CEO is rewarded through stock options, you can monitor the company's actions. Look critically at layoff rounds and share repurchase programs. These are potential signals of a short-term focus. This is it. You now know the truth behind CEO salaries. It is a mechanism that keeps everyone from intern to vice president in motion.
The ultimate test.
Now is the time to test your knowledge. Put your answers to these 3 crucial questions in the comments below. Question 1. What are the 3 official pillars that supposedly justify the CEO's salary? Question 2.
Which economic concept constitutes the largest part of the CEO's compensation and links it to short-term performance? Question 3. What is the core point, one word, that the CEO's compensation creates for the employees beneath them?